Brian Thompson was a prominent figure in the American healthcare industry. As the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, he held a position of immense power and influence. On December 4, 2024, Thompson's life was cut tragically short in a shocking act of violence. At approximately 6:44 a.m., Thompson was walking to an investors' meeting. He was outside the New York Hilton Midtown in Manhattan. It was a routine he followed most days. However, this day would be different. An unknown assailant approached Thompson and fired multiple shots. Thompson was struck in the back and right calf. The weapon used was a 9mm handgun, later identified as a ghost gun. This type of firearm is particularly difficult to trace. This suggests a level of premeditation and planning. Thompson was rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. The news of his death sent shockwaves through the corporate world and beyond. This was a brazen attack on a high-profile CEO. The NYPD immediately launched a full-scale investigation into Thompson's murder. Surveillance footage from the hotel and surrounding businesses was analyzed. Witnesses were interviewed, and the search began for the perpetrator. The investigation quickly identified a suspect, Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old former engineering student. Mangione had a history of expressing discontent with the American healthcare system. He believed it was corrupt and prioritized profits over people. Mangione's social media posts revealed a deep-seated anger towards insurance companies, particularly those like UnitedHealthcare. He saw them as complicit in a system that denied necessary care to those in need. While Mangione had no direct connection to Thompson or UnitedHealthcare, investigators believe his anger towards the healthcare industry fueled the attack. His online activity painted a picture of a young man disillusioned with the status quo. The NYPD, in conjunction with the FBI, launched a nationwide manhunt for Mangione. He was considered armed and dangerous. The investigation revealed that Mangione had meticulously planned the attack. He had traveled to New York City several weeks prior using a fake ID. He had stayed in a hostel near the Hilton Midtown, carefully observing Thompson's movements. After the shooting, Mangione fled on an e-bike. He disposed of his weapon and other belongings in Central Park. He then left the city by bus. Mangione was apprehended 9 days later in Altoona, Pennsylvania. He was found with a manifesto detailing his grievances against the healthcare system. He also had a 3D printed pistol and suppressor matching those used in the killing. News of the killing and Mangione's arrest sparked a firestorm of reactions. Some condemned the act as senseless violence, while others saw Mangione as a folk hero. They agreed with his criticisms of the healthcare system. Following his arrest, Mangione was extradited to New York to face charges of second-degree murder and weapons possession. The prosecution argued that the killing was premeditated and driven by Mangione's extremist beliefs. The defense, however, maintained that Mangione was mentally unstable and incapable of forming the intent required for murder. Mangione's manifesto, titled A Necessary Evil, provided chilling insight into his motivations. He railed against the injustices of the healthcare system, arguing that it prioritized profits over people. He claimed that his actions were a necessary evil, intended to expose the system's flaws and spark change. The trial captivated the nation, igniting fierce debates about healthcare, gun control, and the nature of justice. The case is still ongoing after he was extradited to New York on December 19, 2024. Follow for more updates.